What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Merry Christmas, everybody. How was your Christmas?
Happy Christmas. It's Christmas. Merry Crisis. Merry Chrysler.
I know it's still not over, but in Mexico, for example, the way we celebrate is that we do the Christmas Eve, known as Noche Buena, because the whole country celebrates when Jesus Christ was born, and then we celebrate Christmas. But we open the presents during the night of the 24th. So that's the way we do it. We make a lot of food. We did make a lot of food. And I want to make a few announcements for the first week of 2025. I got 4 lined up interviews. I'm going to give you a little preview of who they are without giving away their names. One of them is a fellow journalist who is very famous and is doing a lot of great work with the people at the top. That's all I'll say about that one. Another one is an ancient artifact expert. Another one is an old school crash retrieval expert. And another one is a cybersecurity expert who is involved in the UFO topic. Those are just during the first 15 days of January 2025. So you can expect something big. We're going to start off really strong. I hope that you guys can follow up on whatever we're doing here on Psicoactivo. Okay, so moving on. Just today, we got the wonderful news that the telepathy tapes are #1 worldwide on Spotify. And Miss Kai Dickens wrote the following message: a Christmas miracle to all the brave families and teachers. You have the nation's love, support, allyship, and validation. Finally, that is the main goal she had when she started doing this. And I do believe it's well deserved. But I also think that there is a certain part of the population that know about telepathy as real, being real, and they are afraid of what it can cause. Mysteriously, right before I started talking about today's topic, which is about telepathy, I received an email from a mysterious person whose name is going to remain untold. I am going to say their moniker of choice because they said it. So just so you know, here's the email that I got. And please understand where this is coming from. I think it's coming from a good place, from a place of empathy and genuine concern. But I also think that I disagree with this person in some aspects of what this person is telling me, because we don't have the luxury of time anymore. And although I know that getting to know the full extent of these abilities may bring some unwanted consequences, I also think that it is time because, and I'm going to tell you why, these kids decided it's time. But when we talk about psionic abilities, specifically telepathy, I need to be very clear about something. The people who are trying to seek out learning about telepathy, or if they have these skills, I don't think it's going to work or end up well for them if they do it by seeking power. The first lesson I was taught about not trying to seek the path of power is naturally Carlos Castaneda, because that's one of the first authors that I read about these topics. And Don Juan, although he was more than likely a figment of Castaneda's imagination or an amalgamation of different personalities he met within the shaman community, I also think that he is one of the wisest voices about this. And Don Juan always said that if you go through the path of power, that will always inevitably end your life. or it won't end well. And if we see how Castaneda's life ended, you can tell that he was always after the path of power. However, if we go through the path of knowledge and wisdom, that is different, because if we go through that path, it means that we have a predisposition to serve others in order to make the world a better place. And that is something that I still believe, that that is the way that we should pursue the knowledge of telepathy and psionic abilities. And I agree with this person there. But I do not agree that we shouldn't seek for this knowledge. Yes, I know knowledge is power, but I also think that people in power have held on to knowledge for far too long. It is time they relinquish it for the rest of humanity. They can't keep it for much longer. These children have spoken. So that's the way I think. So here's the email. This person tells me, Dear Psicoactivo, and he says, I love the moniker. Hello from me, Tristan Fall, my moniker of choice. I really appreciate your work and all things UAP. You are not only keeping an open eye, you are also encouraging people to think, not just critically, but well, at all. That is a good thing. Your fascination with psionics is noted and will lead you to further discoveries, I am quite sure. In time, you will see that it is, in essence, the supranormal, another layer to existential correlation with many fringe attachments to it. Those can weigh things down or overcrowd a rather complex situation. The cool gaze you are so good at will be needed very, very much. Keep it and develop it. I just listened to your newest podcast. As someone who wants to see you blossom in your path, I wish to kindly add a thought advice, and please do not see this as a threat. I know it may sound like one. Okay. Follow on that particular path very carefully. Mankind is not ready for the deeper layers of the thing so many call phenomenon, an undeservedly positive connotation which will have to be rethought. Those layers have eyes, ears, quite powerful minds, and they do not like it when anyone shines a light on their doiness. What is doiness? It is not advisable to pop up on their radar unless you are fully prepared, which you are not and cannot be. Why not? Psionics, on the other hand, is a very fruitful topic. Also, darker elements to it, the generational development system implemented by deep state, but mostly human, which should suffice for your considerable amount of energy. Please take my words as friendly and hopefully helpful, and keep following the truth. Feliz Navidad. And then this person sent me another message which is where I think we disagree. We do agree on the first part, though. Telepathy is not about power. In fact, it is about empathy. The weaving of a net to carry, to heal, to connect. Such power carries consequence. A healer can harm better than most. Words hold power. The word power, unlimited one. It is important not to move the conversation too strongly in that direction. It is dangerous to lure men on the path of power. The path of wisdom leads to greener pastures. I agree. I don't know what you meant by these layers. I have an idea because I already had a few experiences that I was a little afraid of. And I did feel like something was telling me things to do things that I did not want to do. But just so you know, my family has been delving into these abilities for many decades. So they know what I'm getting myself into. And a lot of people that love me are protecting me from whatever this is. I am aware of how dangerous this can get. And you're saying that I cannot be ready. I don't agree with that, because I am not alone. And because I do understand that if telepathy is to be explored, it shouldn't come from a place of seeking power, but from a place of seeking knowledge. And this is a very good segue to another part of the topic today that I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is one of the people that is not very talked about in the UFO community and should be. I am, of course, talking about Dr. Andrija Puharich, who wrote a number of books, did a bunch of research into psionics, specifically about telepathy. He wrote a book called Beyond Telepathy from 1973. I'm just going to read you guys the summary of the book, just so you see the topics that he covers. But I am going to recommend you guys to buy the book and read it so you guys can know what he was into back in the day. I think that Puharich, his story is very, very important to the overall topic because he tried to study human potential. He studied psychic healers, and he had this house with the so-called star kids where he tried to communicate with a certain level, with a certain non-human intelligence that he called the Nine. In popular culture and ancient civilizations, the Nine can be also depicted as many of the Egyptian gods and some of the Greek gods that had a council of nine. I'm not sure if these nine are the same nine as Puharich spoke about, but I just wanted to tell you the context of these nine. So here's the summary of the book. Uh, Number one is the telepathic receiver and the state of polynergia. Number two, the telepathic sender and the state of adrenergia. Number three, telepathic networks and individuals serving as unconscious relays. Number four, general extrasensory perception networks containing an object as a relay. Number five, the memory capacity of objects and the impregnation of such objects by mind action, meaning telekinesis. Number six, the dynamics of the mobile center of consciousness when separated from the physical body. Number seven, the mobile center of consciousness completely independent of a living physical body. Number eight, shamanism, the biology of the ritual of the irrational. Number nine, yoga, the psychology and autonomy for the nuclear mobile center of consciousness. Number 10, the biological foundations of psi plasma. And number 11, the physical foundations of psi plasma. And number 12, summary of the theory of psi plasma control. Andrija Puharich, his story is very obscure, you could say, because although some people within the parapsychology network do talk about him a lot, people from the UFO community tend to not mention him that much, even though he was really, really important to the whole topic. And I don't think that's a coincidence, especially given the synchronicity that I just got with these emails. There is an entity or a force that doesn't want people to look into this. But I gotta tell you guys, it is inevitable now. People are gonna start looking into this because it is now mainstream due to the telepathy tapes. And it is something that is beyond your control now. And if I can use my channel to tell people about this and to make them aware of this, I will. And I am doing it from a place of empathy. I don't mean to fight anybody. I don't mean to get into a calling out contest. I don't mean to, getting into a discussion with debunkers or skeptics. That is not what I'm here for. And it is not something that I will entertain by any means. I just want to talk with people who know about these topics and can help educate me and the people that follow this channel. If you want to be one of those people that want to help out and relaying this information that I think it's consequentially monumental for humanity right now, especially given the times that we're going through right now. This is the time when we need to talk about this. It wasn't 20 years ago. It wasn't even 10 years ago. It is right now. This news about the telepathy tapes being number one is the biggest sign that we need to take and we need to heed. It is time to talk about this. So, whoever sent this email, I want to thank you for being honest and for being transparent and for showing genuine concern for me. I will be very, very careful in how I say these things. I think and I honestly believe that whatever is trying to prevent people from speaking about this, if they see that the most people talking about this is doing so from a genuine place of curiosity for knowledge and for wisdom, they won't interfere. I honestly believe that. And I also think that these powers, quote unquote, won't have the same impact with people who are seeking power. And this is something that I will always talk about in my channel. Do not seek power. Do not seek to satisfy your ego when you're looking into these topics. It will be your undoing. Don't do it. If you're going to do it, you have to come to it from a place of servitude and communion with others. Because when we find out how to understand telepathy and to use it, there will be no more secrets between us, you know? And if you have done something that makes you feel guilty or afraid for people to know, you better be ready for people to find out the darkest places of your mind. If you're not ready, don't even look into this. But I think the majority of people are. I stand by what I said a few episodes ago. I still believe that the majority of people will act from a place of love and understanding when the time comes. Yes, there are people who don't like each other, who are engaged in vitriol against each other. But when the time comes, when they see someone in distress or someone in a bad place, the first instinct they get is to help. I still believe that for the majority of us. And the more of us that think this way and that have faith in the other, the faster it will be for everybody to entangle with each other. That's what I think. And I think that people should definitely look more into Andrija Puharich and then Itzhak Bentov and then Terence McKenna and then Jacobo Greenberg. Those are the ones that were really at the forefront of the exploration of the mind. Those were the ones. And the ones that were doing it the right way, I think. They were empathetic humans. And that's what we need. We need empathy. We need love. That's what we need. I don't care if you think that this is new agey or whatever you want to call it, or if you want to criticize me for it. That is the truth. That is what we need. We can't keep engaging in this just the call out game like a high school, it's drama and all that stuff. We can't. And if you say no, but we have to fight back and all, yeah, but there are ways of fighting back against anybody. It doesn't have to be in an equally in an equal type of frequency from a place of hate or reactionary. It can't be that way. We need to elevate the frequency and respond accordingly. That is the way to do it. So think about it. Okay. And look into that book. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can buy it if you want. This is, I have no ties to the Puharich family at all. I just think that he's an important figure to follow in this topic. And it's time for people to know more about him and to study what he did, because he was one of the pioneers during the 20th century that was studying human potential like this. So look into him. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you want to support the channel in any other way, there's a bunch of links in the description. Take your pick. Thank you for the help. And Merry Christmas to everybody. I love you all. Thank you for a wonderful year that I wasn't expecting in many ways. It's been very emotional. So thank you. And I'll see you guys until the next video. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow because I have a lot of stuff to do, but I'm going to try it. Okay? See you later. Bye.